Hey everybody, it's Dina Rico with the Creativity Cave, and look at this gorgeous card that I have to share with you today. I love this, and I think the big thing is that it is super simple and just really beautiful and would be such a nice card to give to somebody who is going through some trouble or who you just miss, whatever. So let me share with you how easy this is. First of all, I'm using the Thoughtful Branches bundle from Stampin' Up. It is available this month only. This is, by the way, August of 2016, in case you're watching this video well into the future. Anyway, I love this card, or I'm sorry, I love the card, of course, I mean, please, but I love the stamp set. It is so beautiful and it is just so versatile. And I think that's what really attracts me to it. Sorry, I just had to step out so I can show you the framelits. I have, oh, they're right next to me. I have the new, or these are the new framelits. I'm sorry. I just literally everything in my brain just left for a brief moment. That was scary. Yikes. I'm telling you, something happens when you turn recording on. All right. So I have the framelits. There's this cool tree skeleton. Then there's a couple of different leaves, including a skeleton leaf that you can get from this branch. This is an apple or a mini pumpkin, depending on what you think. And it's not a pineapple, people. I use the word pumpkin correctly here. There are two birds facing in two directions, which is kind of cool. This is a tree trunk, and this one is probably my favorite framelit of all of them. It cuts, and you might be like, well, there's not much going on there, but there is. Okay, so it cuts this shape out, which of course is what I used on my card, but I've also used it as a hydrangea or many different color flowers. It's so cute. Oh, I just love it. Okay, sorry. Oh, and one more thing, as long as I'm yammering on about this, I have an online class coming up with this, and I have a couple options. You can get just the online tutorial. You can get the tutorial with projects mailed to you, so you can make the projects that are in the tutorial at home, or you can get the bundle, which includes the stamp set and framelits, a few other supplies, all that you'll use to complete the cards, and then your online class with the extra supplies is free. Yay! So check that out on my blog. I'll post a link to it in my video description as, oh my gosh, there's a sunflower seed right here. Wow, that's funny. You just never know what you're going to see when you get one of my videos going. I think it's time we start stamping, don't you? Okay, so I'm going to start with a piece of very vanilla cardstock that I folded in half. It's just a half a sheet of cardstock. I'll have all the supplies and everything listed in my blog. Again, the link will be in the description of this video. I then am going to actually stamp on some scrap paper the tree, or the leaves for the tree. So this is the coordinating stamp set, and you can see there's this arrow that points up on the photopolymer, and it coordinates with the arrow that points up on the framelit, so that it helps you manage the lining up of this stamp image. Okay, so I'm inking it up really good, and then I'm going to stamp this down. Since this is a bigger stamp, I want to give it a good amount of pressure. Okay. And, oh, perfect. So then what I'm going to do is, remember, it pointed up like that. So my framelit points up, and then I'm going to line it up. And you might be thinking to yourself, oh Lordy, how are you going to line that up? Oh my gosh, did that not sound so Minnesotan? Oh Lordy, how are you going to line that up? Okay, I'm done. All right, so you want to just, what I find is the easiest is this point right here coordinates at the top. You know, this is the highest point of the thing. And then there's kind of this little jog in the shape here. So those are the 2 points that I'm working with to line this up. And then I just move it slowly until all of a sudden it's like a jigsaw puzzle. It just fits. Okay, then when I run this through my Big Shot, I'm going to use the precision plate. So you either use your multi-purpose platform or your magnetic platform with a precision plate on top. Then you will add your cardstock and your framelit, and then a piece of cutting plastic on top, and run it through, and boom, you have this. Oh, look, it's so perfect. Wow, that is amazing. So you can see it cuts out all these little pieces. And what I love about it is when I use my die brush, all the little inside parts fall right out, which I just love. Okay, I've also used the layered hearts framelits to cut out the smallest little heart so I can add that to my tree. So let me show you the rest of this card because it's really easy. Okay, and I'm even doing something I don't like to do that often, which is heat emboss, because let's be honest, I'm a lazy stamper and heat embossing is like 2 or 3 extra whole steps. I mean, come on, that's a lot. All right, actually, I'm going to stamp, sorry, changed my mind. I'm going to stamp the tree trunk first, and I'll show you why in a second. It's not critical, except I did not do what I should have done, which is make sure it fits, and it does. I'm sticking out a little bit here, so it might not fit in my envelope, in which case I might slice just a touch off of my card so that it does fit. But I do kind of like the look of it sticking out on the card. It's just nice. I don't know. It's just me. Okay, so now I'm going to place my grass right under the tree, and isn't that perfect how it just looks good? I like that. Okay, so that part is done. Now we're going to do the embossing part. So for that, I'm going to use my embossing buddy. You can see this is just a little bag with some powder in it, but I want to drop this on top of my card and kind of rub it around. And what this does is it prevents the little flecks of embossing powder from sticking to the card, which is really helpful. Then I'm going to use my stamp with a extremely disturbingly loved Versamark pad. You can use white ink that will do the same thing as well, or Versamark. Versamark is just clear ink, and you just want an ink that stays wet long enough to hold on to the powder. Okay, so you can see it there. Then I've got this ridiculously filled bucket. And Olympics Watch 2016. Oh yeah, the Olympics are so on in the background of my office. I just had to turn them off so I could shoot my video. Right now it's the 100-meter hurdles preliminaries. And apparently the US is completely dominant in this sport, or this event. Do you like how I am a self-proclaimed expert? Okay, so you can see I've got my You're in My Thoughts. I see one speck right there. Oh, it's not coming out. That might be on the cardstock. Okay, now I'm going to heat it using my heat gun. I hold it from the bottom. I do not have the most current version of the Stampin' Up! Heat gun. It actually has like this protective barrier so you don't accidentally burn yourself, which, knowing myself, that's probably something I should have, just because, let's face it, being lazy also means that you're more likely to hurt yourself, or at least I think I am. And I also claim to be the safety supervisor for my husband and his man projects in the garage, because he's also good at hurting himself. Not like major, but just like scuffing himself up. Okay, so you saw how I was holding this from underneath. That is actually, I've come to find out the correct way of doing things. Who knew after all these years? That was actually the way you're supposed to do it. Now I'm going to do one more thing, and that is I'm going to just wipe off the powder that was on here from my embossing buddy. And you might laugh, but do you have a thing where if your feet touch sand, it is icky? Like, I don't mind being on the beach, but like the second I'm done on the beach, if there's sand in my feet, I hate it. I really hate it. So it's kind of like that with my embossing buddy. I don't like feeling that powder. You would probably not be surprised to learn that I have some texture issues when it comes to food too. Don't you love that I share this information with you during these videos? Okay, now I'm going to take my beautifully flat, wonderful tree and crumple it. Oh, that felt good. This is so what you need to do after your kids drive you crazy or your husband doesn't listen. Not that either of those things have occurred with me in the last 24 to 36 hours. Just saying. Okay, so I have put a little adhesive on here. You don't need a lot to hold this down, just so it's on there. Okay, and I like that it has a little dimension. It's not just flat, because I don't know if you've noticed this, but trees aren't actually flat in real life. I'm just saying. Okay, and then finally, I shall place a dimensional on the back and add my gold heart, because a gold heart, if a gold heart does not mean I love you, I don't know what could. Anyway, and it's glittery too. I mean, hello. So I think this is just such a nice, simple card. It would be great to make a bunch of these in bulk to have on hand to use. And I think the other thing is it's kind of great for any season. But if you had, like, if you wanted one for fall, you could change the color of the leaves. If you wanted one for spring, this is probably good, spring or summer. If you wanted one for winter, you, instead of doing the tree, you could do just the skeleton, and then you could add a bird or a heart to it or whatever. So I think this really could be a very versatile card and be lots of fun for you no matter what your needs are. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. Again, if you need to order any of these or would like to purchase my online class for this gorgeous stamp set and framelit bundle, please drop me a line or check out my blog. Again, in the description, I'll have the link. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day. Bye.